We're now going to look at plotting sheets of cross sections. If we minimize our preview view, and we're going to minimize our long section view and restore our cross section view. We're going to go to the profile icon in the cross section view and pick on one of our design cross sections. We're going to ensure that the only models turned on are survey sewer pipe, survey water pipe and tin ground. We'll just maximize the section view. We'll click on the printer icon and click on Xplot. As per the long section plotting, we have a plot parameter file for the cross sections as well. If you click on the folder icon, click on Browse and browse back to Getting Started Basic and select the plot parameter file cross sections. If you then click Read, it will fill in most of the options. Again, we start off by selecting the view, which is cross. Click on the plus beside title block and select user title info. We'll type in some information for the title block. As we've typed in some information, we're again going to save away our plot parameter file. If you click on the folder icon, click Browse and double click on the Stage 1 folder. We're then going to type in the name training cross sections. We then press enter and click write. If we go back to this section Xplot branch, it's going to be plotting to a model, and the plot file stem will be preview cross section. So if we click plot, we can again go to our preview view, turn off the existing model and turn on preview cross section 1. In the cross sections here, which are the boxes type, you can see your design, offset, natural surface and design heights, along with grades and hatching between the surfaces. If we were to zoom into section 180, you'll also see the water pipe shown on the cross section. Zooming down to the bottom of the title block, again we have our title information and our start and end changes for each view, along with the horizontal and vertical scales. If we wanted to extend the natural surface for our cross sections, it doesn't actually use the extensions set up in the cross section view. We have to do it in here. So if we go to plot sheet layout, click on plot sheet layouts here, and you'll see the extension is set up in this panel here. If we wanted to change our left extension to say 30 meters and click plot, it would then update the plot showing 30 meters from the batter interface through to the edge of the natural surface. Restoring it back to 5 will replot the data as per the original plots. The pipe on the cross section is again being done using the cut section in exactly the same way as the long section. We set up a definition for each model that we wanted to see, and then filled in the information for the setup for the offsets, heights, diameters and labels. We can now finish on the cross sections, and we'll now have a look at plan plots. If we return back to plan view 1 and zoom all of the view, we're now going to place some plot frames to cover the whole of the area and to generate A1 plots at 1 to 500. To create a plot frame, we select the option Plot, Plot Frames, Create. We need to select the title file, and this is selected by clicking Browse, Getting Started Basic, and selecting Plan Plot. This will then populate the panel with the name and model name, some defaults such as the color, scale and paper size. In the margin tab, you'll see the margins that are used from the sheet edge into the drawing area. So if we go back to the plotting tab, we're going to select the origin by clicking on the icon and picking a point about here. Pick and accept. We can then turn off the draw viewport border because we don't need to see the actual drawing edge, and click create. We can now turn on that model, PFA1 survey, and we're going to adjust the plot frame. Firstly, we're going to adjust the scale, so we're going to type in 500 and click set. We're then going to rotate the plot frame to make it parallel to the road, so pick and accept, and then we may want to move it slightly, so we can click translate. If you pick translate and the plot frame doesn't move, click pick on the plot frame, then click translate again. So we'll put it about there somewhere. Pick and accept. So that's our first plot frame. So we can click set, finish. We're now going to create the second plot frame. Again, we use the option plot frames create, and we simply click same as and pick on the first plot frame. We might want to change the color, maybe to green, and click create. We'll start off by translating the plot frame, and we'll move it to about here somewhere. We'll then rotate the plot frame, and if we just refresh the view, you'll see the first plot frame as well, and then we'll translate again just to ensure that we have overlap. Pick and accept. Once we're happy with the position, click set, finish, and we'll repeat for one more plot frame. Plot frames create, same as, and we can pick the second one we did. Let's change the color to say blue. Click create. We're going to translate the plot frame to somewhere here, and if you just roll the mouse, the view will update. We'll click rotate and rotate the view, and then we'll just translate again just to move it up to about here. Right, that was the last plot frame, so we'll click set, finish. We're now going to plot out the three plan plots, so we use the printer icon and click plot frames. This time we're not going to use a parameter file, we're just going to start off, we're just going to fill the editor in manually, so click on plot frames. The model of plot frames we select will be PFA1 survey. We're plotting view number 1, and we're going to plot to a model called preview plan. We then go to our title block area, and we're going to use a title file, so we tick on use title file. We then explode the title block section and click on user title info. We're going to grab a title file from the training area, so we click on the folder icon, click browse, go back to getting started basic and select plan plot. This would then allow us to fill in information relevant to the plot. If we then click on symbols, this is a new feature in version 10 where we can actually put symbols into the drawing area, and the one we're going to look at here is going to be an auto-rotating north point. So under symbol we're going to left click, right click, and we're going to find the symbol north point 500. So if we click on all and we scroll down, pick north point 500, the scale mode will be native, the scale will be 500. We are going to rotate with the plot, so we go left click, right click, yes. The rotation is not used because it will auto rotate. The color is magenta, and we're going to put an offset of 100 for X and 500 for Y, and that will then be an offset from the sheet edge to put the north point up at the top left of the plot each time. Right, let's see what the plot's going to look like. We'll click plot, and if we go back to our preview view, turn off preview cross section and turn on preview plan 1, you'll see here that the north point is automatically rotated so that north's up the page. You have the title file with the information that we typed in, and you have the plot shown. So that's the first plot. The second plot, again you'll see the north point is automatically spun around. And the third plot. With all the plots we've done previously, usually you would plot to a model to check what the plot's going to look like. Then you would return to plot frames and you would generally plot it to some other sort of device. In this case we're going to plot it to a PDF file. If you change the plotter type and you select PDF Writer, which is a new PDF Writer built into version 10, and you can give it some logical name here, and then click plot. The PDF files will then be created, and then you can go view them in the Adobe Reader. So here we'll see plan plot 1. Once we've checked the plots, we can again save away a parameter file. So we'll just call it plan plots, press enter, and write away the parameter file.